Hi everyone, I'm Any New Province and I just finished up the league with Black-Red Faithless Gathering. We did get to cast Goblin Gathering for more than its base value of 2 tokens, so I'm going to call that a win. Anyway, you can kill your opponent with Gurmag Anglers next to tokens in whatever matches you want by clicking on the timestamps in the description down below. While you're down there, if you wouldn't mind liking the video or subscribing to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. It's a great way to let me know you've enjoyed everything, and it really encourages me to keep making great Pauper content. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the league. We've got Night's Whisper, but not until turn 3. I guess we do have Lightning Bolt on our Evolving Wilds turn, so if this deck is stupid fast, we'll be okay. And we have 2 Goblin Gatherings to start that thing going. It's not the most powerful hand I've ever seen out of this deck, but I think I'm willing to keep it, especially because it has Night's Whisper. And we got Bolt on turn 2 if we need it, so I'm going to keep this. We'll see what happens. Okay, let's go. So I am a little under the weather. If I misplay horribly, blame the cold. Elves, eh? Best turn 1 keep ever. Okay, so this is actually kind of a difficult decision because if they play something that matters next turn, like I probably still want to untap a Nice Whisper. I do want to draw land, so I don't want to fetch first. I can pitch one of these Goblin Gatherings and another card I draw, Faithless Looting. If I have to pitch Bolt, that's pretty bad. Depending on what we draw, we could pitch Night's Whisper. So I am going to Faithless Looting here. What's up, Waltzmark? How you doing? Arc Lightning's really good in this matchup too, so I actually think I am going to pitch Bolt. So I'm going to pitch Goblin Gathering Bolt here. And play Evolving Wilds and say go. I know it seems precarious pitching removal against this deck, but this is better than Lightning Bolt, and I want to cast a Goblin Gathering to start killing my opponent soon. So I think next turn we're actually going to fire off a Goblin Gathering X3. And then hopefully Arc Lightning away their board. We might just Arc Lightning away their board. I feel like if they spent this whole time developing their mana and like casting some dirtily dorks that don't do anything, just Arc Lightning the board would make sense. Although if they just pitched dump their hand here and we can Electricity their board away, I'll feel like I'm in pretty good shape. There's Well-Wisher. Oh man, is this just gonna be like the best Electricity ever? Oh yeah, hopefully it's gonna be really good. We'll see what they. Oh yeah. They only have 3 cards left in hand, barely any mana to produce more. So I think we're going to get a good clean Wrath here. They can rebuild really quickly, but we're going to have 3 Gobos on our side. All right, and we found a tap land to help us out here too. So, oh yeah, getting real tricky. So we're going to overload here. I don't want to give them the opportunity to rebuild next turn. I guess we don't have to do it right now. I think we just play Night's Whisper and pass. I don't know how much worse this could get. Or play Bloodfell Caves and pass. And we'll Electricity on their turn. These decks don't usually play Answers to Electricity main board, so I think we should be okay letting them do what they want on their turn. Although they stopped casting stuff. Well, I guess they get to Well-Wisher. That's a little problematic. But I think it's worth it. Let's see. Well, if they go to trigger, Well-Wisher, then we can do it. We'll see. What's up, Mikiko? How you doing? Okay, there goes Well-Wisher. So we will Electricity. That's a little weird. Like, I don't know why you would do that. Maybe they'll untap it here. But they get to float all their mana now. Yeah, maybe that was smarter to do on my turn. I was going to give them the opportunity to play more elves if they wanted to. But we do have more answers, so I'm not super afraid here. I don't think they knew the Electricity. Like, they'd have to kind of know the Electricity was coming if they were going to trigger Well-Wisher there. But we'll see. Tapping a bunch of mana. Yep. This is game 1. Just starting. So welcome, Rabbit Wallaby. An opponent has 4 mana, so it's going to be Lizalana? Sure. All right, so we can just Arc Lightning the Lizalana. Get that off the battlefield right away. And hopefully next turn we can Night's Whisper into more action. Alright, so kill Lizalana, play Bloodfell Caves, pass the turn. And Well-Wisher sure is odd with this sack your board clause. I agree. Opponent's on 1... Oh man, this is going to be sweet. So we'll Night's Whisper first. And here comes our clock. Oh, there's Thorn too. All right, so it's Goblin Gathering for 3. Pass the turn. It is pretty common. See what our opponent finds. Aquarian Ranger, okay. Doesn't really matter against the Horde of Gobos. There's a Lightning Axe if we need it later. So I think I am going to hold on to this land, and we'll probably Thorn here, because we'll draw more removal than they can draw Elves, most likely, unless they hit a Lead the Stampede or something. We want to keep the pressure up. We'll hold on to this land to pitch next turn. Yeah, let's cast Thorn here. I can't see why that'd be bad. Pass it back to our opponent, who's stuck on 2 mana, with perhaps a Lead the Stampede or something stuck in their hand. We'll see what this is. Yep. Saw one. Oh, mainboard Electrickery? Yeah. Yeah, I opened with it, and I was like, well, we got answers. If it was going to be a fairy deck, that wouldn't be too bad either. So there's Vanguard, but I think we can pretty safely Lightning Axe that without much fear of losing value. Because that is a way for them to rebuild and win. We do have answers for it, but I'd rather just take care of it. All right, turn comes back. We find a Radiant Fountain. Not super relevant. So we're going to attack with everything because we are going to Goblin Gathering again. Attack with everything. This feels pretty good, man. No blocks from our opponent. Okay. And so I think we flash back Faithless Looting because I don't think there's a good chance we pitch both of these lands. I guess there is a chance, but I'm going to go for it. See what we find. We might hit another Gathering and get the max value Gathering. Okay, so I guess we are pitching both lands, but it is what it is. So we'll pitch our lands, play Radiant Fountain, gain some life. Gather some goblins. Oh, baby. This is sweet. 4 goblins. Let's go. Just going off over here. Opponent cannot be happy at all. We've answered all their stuff. They're stuck on mana. 4 little red dudes with their unique tokens and everything. All right, so they are the Distant Melody version. That's actually pretty good to know. And they are only at 18 here. We have to play a little carefully to make sure they don't get through us. Like, we definitely want to leave back at least 2 blockers. I don't even know if we want a looting here. I think we're safe enough just attacking. So leave back Thorn and another blocker. They don't have any instant speed stuff to be worried about, so we'll attack like this. What's up, Hardcore MTG? How you doing? Welcome. We're beating down with the Gobos. And dealing quite a bit of damage. Our opponent's at 12 and on a pretty short clock. We'll just pass here, see what we draw. Could be more removal. It's more removal. That's excellent. And we'll see if they have any answers. I'm assuming they also run Hydroblast. I see these blue Elves decks run Hydroblast occasionally. So is this Timberwatch Elf or Lead the Stampede? Or Lizalana? None of them really matter here. Little baby Distant Melody? Okay. Sure. We'll let them draw 2 for 4 mana. It's not a big deal. Oh, it's not in the Discord? That's weird. I almost always have it in there. Like, I really do expect it. All right, so I guess I have the option to Lightning Axe and Essence Warden here, but I don't really see why that's relevant. I think we can get this Chainer's Edict value out of it. Let's Faithless Looting. We have a couple lands in hand to deal with, or to pitch. We drew all of our main board answers to Elves too, which is pretty nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and pitch both Evolving Wilds. And we'll go ahead, go to combat. Keep a few blockers around. So we'll swing like this. Play Stinky. And I think Edicting them is fine here. We don't have any more mass removal. So I think just getting something off the battlefield with Edict is good. And then we'll cast Stinkweed and pass. So Chainer's Edict to you. I guess where they are at 6 too. 1, 2, 3. Maybe we should Lightning Axe something, but like Lightning Axe the Essence Warden. Mono White Elves, there may be a day, Mikikikiko. There may be a day. All right, so I think just in the interest of making sure our clock is as fast as it can be, I think I'm going to go ahead and Lightning Axe Essence Warden here. This might be incorrect, but I think it's the safest play, and we might draw like a Terminate or something here. We didn't. So let's see if they can commit anything to win the game. They can't, and we get to go to game 2. Awesome. So we get to bring in our Electrickeries, which should combine with our Arc Lightning to work quite well. Firebolt's good in this matchup. Lightning Bolts are good in this matchup. I think just all of the removal is pretty great. Stinkweed Imp is even okay. What do we want to lose here? I don't necessarily know that we need Thorn. Not yet, Travis Lazuli, but we did just take out Elves real good. Yeah, Elves getting 5 for 1 on turn 3 was... Can Knife Ears defeat the Stank? Knife Ears. So I don't know... I don't really know what I want to board out here. This is kind of tough. These guys are a nice clock. Maybe Lightning Axe. I probably don't need this many Lightning Axes if I'm bringing in all the 2-for-1s. But I do like having all this removal. And Thermal Alchemist is good in a stalled board. Maybe I can lose one Stinky. Oh yeah, Edicts probably don't do super well. So I'm going to take out one... maybe I take out a Looting. I don't think we'll flash all of these back. I'm going to take a Looting out. And I think I'm going to take out a Stinkweed Imp. I think it loses a lot of its utility. Although it probably is better than the second Chainer's Edict because of Vanguard. So we'll do it like that. All right, got a bunch of Wraths, got Arc Lightning, got like infinite removal. And Germfathers. Ooh, woo. And Germfathers to help us out. Ooh, plus Alchemist and a million removal spells on turn 2. Yeah, I like this. Let's go. Hopefully it works out. Arc Lightning is a pretty good spell. It only traded for 1 elf back there, but it did its job. So the unfortunate part here would be if we have to kind of wait on Thermal Alchemist while we remove elves, but we can hit it on time on turn 2. Maybe we bolt something on their next turn and then Thermal Alchemist on our turn 2. And then turn 3, when they try to rebuild, we terminate whatever key piece they play. I think I'm going to play Untap Mountain here. Yeah, mid-range the hand. You are right. I don't think the bird's all that important here. There might be an argument for bolting Essence Warden. That seems pretty critical. Yeah, let's see if they make their land drop. If they don't make their land drop, I'm going to kill Query Ranger. I guess I could have gone Mystic in response, but... Alright, so I'm definitely going to kill Query Ranger. There's Well-Wisher. Okay, so Well-Wisher, a bit more important than any of these other individual elves. So I think I'm going to kill Well-Wisher here, and then play Thermal Alchemist, so that when the rest of our removal starts coming down, and our card draw and stuff, it's higher value. So we'll play Thermal Alchemist and pass the turn. It's going to be kind of a tough one to win, but if we can just dismantle them, we should be okay. Like these key creatures, and they have few cards in hand now. And now that they have their second land drop, I'm actually kind of glad I didn't kill Query Ranger. Well-Wisher was kind of all they had going for them by the looks of things. If we see Vanguard come down here, we have the Terminate to deal with it, so it's not a huge issue. And neither is Essence Warden, once they're down to 2 cards in hand. I'm down to take 2 here. Maybe I shouldn't have. That's probably a point of damage I didn't need to take. But we'll see. I guess Untap Land doesn't do a whole lot for us here. I'm going to take 1 more turn to leave up Terminate. And then next turn we should be able to Night's Whisper leave up... we can Night's Whisper leave up Lightning Axe here, so I think that's actually what I'm going to do. So let's go Radiant Fountain. Gain a bit of life. Ping you. Well, we got a bunch of Electrickeries, so we can just wait for our second one. Untap Thermal Alchemist. And what do we draw? Okay, alright, I'm into that. Because we have Lightning Axe Terminate in hand, I actually think I'm just going to go ahead and Lightning Bolt or Firebolt Sorcery Speed, so I'm going to go ahead and ping them. What's up, Linkenzie? How you doing? I'm going to ping them here, and then I'm going to Firebolt Essence Warden. And from there on, I don't really know how they can attack us, because we can deal with Vanguard, we can deal with... Okay, they're going to Wrap and Vigor, you got it. So they want to keep their Essence Warden around, but they only have one card in hand. And they're down the Wrap and Vigor, so... We'll see. Doing good, that's good. Glad to hear. Very glad to hear you're doing good. So Sylvan Ranger doesn't really matter. It's going to get them a land. I don't know if they have... Maybe they have Distant Melody in hand that I should be worried about. They can generate 4 mana to cast it this turn. Plus they're going to get their island. Yeah. So we'll see if they have Distant Melody. That could definitely be trouble. Yeah, kind of an interesting move. And now that I'm not afraid of any of their regeneration, I'm definitely going to be blocking a creature. Or any of their pump spells. Yeah, we really do have to find that Electrickery quickly. Because like things spiral out of control. They hit Lead the Stampede or any kind of like critical creatures, we're in a lot of trouble. And we can't really commit either of these Thorns, especially now that we've drawn a second one, until we find some way to answer their board. So we kind of have to find something here. They got us just on dirty old creature beats. We have 3 Electrickeries and an Arc Lightning to dig to. Plus Germfather to start trading off with these if they keep alpha striking. Granted, they're under almost no pressure right now. Let's see what they've got. You gonna do anything? Just attack with the dorks. Okay. Not attacking with the mana dorks. Attacking with the mana dorks. Oh, no, that's okay. That's okay, Linkenzie. I'm just going to keep threatening this Essence Warden. I'm just going to make it abundantly clear to them what I want to kill. So hopefully this isn't the big Distant Melody turn. Timberwatch, okay. That's okay. We can Lightning Axe that this turn. Hopefully they don't have another Wrap and Vigor. And then if they find a Vanguard, or they cast a Vanguard here, we'll terminate it on our turn. But we're definitely pretty far behind on resources. So go ahead, Lightning Axe, your Timberwatch Elf, pitching Thorn, untap the boy. All right. So we'll tap F6. We're sending a big old message. So Wrap is only a 1-of, so that means if we find... Oh, Arc Lightning is bananas. All right, so let's go ahead and tap Thermo. And we'll just... I don't know what we should cut them off here. I think we should kill Query Ranger, Essence Warden, and 1 Dork. So that's what we're going to do. So let's go Arc Lightning, Query Ranger, Essence Warden, a Dork. And now we're in a position where Thorn of the Black Rose or Goblin Gathering really gets us in this game. Untap Alchemist. Arc Lightning your boys. Is this another Wrap and Vigor? Luminescent Rain. Okay, that doesn't really matter that much. So opponent's Hellbent. They don't have very many creatures on board. A bunch of their stuff just died. Now we just gotta draw like friggin' madmen here and get out of this. So we'll bog them. It's tough bogging because we have 2 to 3 of the Wrap. It's really hard playing a land there where we might find Faithless Looting, but I like having 5 mana to flashback this Firebolt. And I don't even think we'll kill anything with it. Okay. Opponent, maybe representing they have a pump spell, but if you want to empty your hand, maybe they're just being cheeky. I don't know. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa! The Wildheart Invoker. Okay. We found our Terminate target, gang. Just because it's a 4/3 and can attack through our board? That's problematic. Found another Thermo. Okay, so that's good. So we'll cast Thermo Alchemist. It looks really cool, whatever it is. And we'll tap this first. I don't think we're under any threat of activation or anything, but I'm just happy to have this off the battlefield. So untap our boys. Opponent's at 28. We're going to play a Thorn next turn and hopefully get away with this game. But they have a lot of stuff to rebuild. That was evocative of the memes. I don't really understand why they're attacking. Maybe they're trying to burn our clock because we have a little bit less clock than them. Essence Warden. Okay. No worries. So we draw a bolt. That's sweet. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Play Thorn. Pass the turn. We'll see if our opponent gives us a more compelling target for bolt than Essence Warden. But I don't think they will. Like I said, we'll see. Distant Melody. Mini Melody. Okay. So tap Thermo. Tap Thermo. And they can't cast Lizalana this turn, so I think we are going to Lightning Bolt this now. Thanks, Proteus. Hopefully it turns out for us. I know I built an okay deck when I'm really waiting on that Goblin Gathering to turn things around for me. Like, I would love to draw a Goblin Gathering right now. Ooh, opponent drew a land. That is not good for the Elves deck. And not sending a message with Sylvan Ranger this time, given the threat of Thorn of the Black Rose. So we're going to leave that Firebolt in the bin until it matters, and we're just going to pass. I'm going to hold on to 2 lands at a time for Faithless Looting. More lands, deck. You're a great guy, deck. I like you. We can be friends forever. Lizalana. So that would have been a pretty good reason to hold on to the... Ooh, hold on to the Lightning Bolt, but you live and you learn, I guess. The life game was just as much trouble. Our board's not too bad for attackers right now. And we'll see if we can't find a way to kill it. We have lots of removal in our deck. I don't know about Flame Jab. Electrickery? Okay. So I think I am going to play land now. I'll play Bloodfell Caves and we'll pass the turn. We might find another non-creature spell that we want to trigger our Thermal Alchemist with. And there's Edict. So we have a path to deal with this Lizalana now. And our opponent's Hellbent, so this is going to be pretty alright. What's up, Appa? How you doing? Our opponent gets in, so we will go through to blocks, block like this. And we might as well line up our other blocks, although they're not going to matter. Maybe I should have kept Thorn around. But I'm okay holding on to this Chainer's Edict. Deal 1. Big blowouts. Untap our boys. Hopefully. Hopefully our opponent concedes. But I don't know that they will. So we'll tap, tap, pass. They're at 18. We find Stinky. Play Stinky. Pass turn. Draw another Thermal Alchemist. That'll speed things up for us. So we'll see. Oh, they're finding lands. That's just like insult to injury now. I would be super mad if I was them. Go to combat. Swing with Stinky. We're drawn like crap, though, guys. Like, we're not drawing well at all. I guess we did find the Electrickery, but we're drawing, like, slow right now. Maybe this deck is just, like, teched against Elves. So we're going to play our 7th land. We do have Chainer's Edict in hand. Draw another card. It's a Firebolt. So I think that should close things up in pretty short order. Opponent, just going to pass. There comes a point in every boy's life where he wonders if he should just fire this Firebolt at the face. Considering now it does, so that's 5. It's 10 damage on its own. But, I mean, we gotta go for style points, right? Let's kill him with some, Gobos on the battlefield. So, Goblin Gathering. Make some Alchemists. Untap. Get some Gobos. Play a land. And pass the turn. Attack with Stinky. Oh, that's true. Do we just win? So this is 5. This is 3. No, we don't just win. Or 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, we do win. Yeah, all right. So let's not play with our food then. Let's go like this, go like this, go like this. Firebolt you. Untap our boys. And we won. Oh man, it's Birdman. Oh dear. All right, gang. Burb is the word. This hand's pretty bad. This hand's pretty bad. We've got our mana, we've got an alchemist, we've got a bolt. I think I'm gonna maul. No, this really isn't bad enough. I'm gonna keep. Although it's a sketchy keep. It feels real good to kill elves. I absolutely 100% agree. So we'll play Evolving Wilds past turn. Go to Swamp with this bad boy. Birdman. We don't need an upkeep stop, probably. They're going to preordain some nice old islands. See how they do that. So one on bottom, one on top. Thank you very much for the sub, Sibine. I appreciate that. Thank you. So play Thermo, pass turn. Preordain. So I'm assuming they found their land drop with their preordain. Maybe this is a Karoo land. Thermo Alchemist, killer of... Oh, maybe they're playing like blue-black teachings. Okay, well, we just need to find our 4th land drop and we might be okay. Or maybe they'll play a creature for us to kill. Who knows? All these lightning bolts will be much better served to their face. Maybe it's time. Maybe we... Does that give us a line to cast? Oh. All right, so we are going to bolt face here. Oh, is it? Just pass the turn. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the verdict is here. They're at 15. Hopefully they can't assemble a kill anytime soon. So there's Augur. Okay. Exclude goes to the hand, so we know that they're on. Ooh, okay. Oh, I feel like I should hold on to that, but I feel like that's also kind of greedy. So we're going to bog them. They might have a Mangler too, so we don't want them to do that. So we'll do this. Now our graveyard represents a Gurmag Angler next turn. So they'll probably end up leaving up Exclude, but we can still kind of safely jam an Angler. Although we might as well wait, I guess. We really don't want to give them any Exclude value. There's Goblin Gathering. Goblin Gathering coming through. Making some bodies. They're going to counterspell Gathering. Okay. And they have Exclude in hand. You got it. Cover Up is a pretty nice card. Oh, it's dirty. It's dirtly. I like the the blue-black reanimator list I ran. All right, so it looks like they're just going to keep leaving up Exclude, but we really have no incentive to try to play into it right now. We might be able to find more productive things to do. So we're just going to keep drawing and going until they decide to do something more with their turn. Which I guess they don't have to. They could eventually remove this Thermal Alchemist and then put us on a clock with their Augur. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 6, 7. So we can't... If we hit untap land, I might have reason to try to Thorn and Gurmag in the same turn, but I think that's kind of a trap, so we're just going to keep passing. They have 4 Bogs main deck? Sweet. Because they're on the Exhume plan, right? Was Billstar on like a turbo blue-black Exhume list? All right, turn comes back. We draw land. So this might be time for action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think on their end step, I'm going to try to kill this Augur Bolas, and then we'll next turn will be the turn we try to Thorn Mangler and see how they react. That does kind of telegraph what we're trying to do, but I'd kind of rather that than lose the Monarch incidentally. Let that go. Tragic Slip Alchemist. Oh man, if they were stuck on the Tragic Slip. So now they have 5 mana up. So they're representing hard counter and Exclude. But we have a few things to do. So let's try to Gurm Daddy. They let it resolve. And for... So there's an Edict coming next turn. But I'm still wondering if it's time to commit this Thorn. I guess if we do try to commit this Thorn and they counter it, then we can Gurm Angler next turn. We can't cast 2 creatures this turn. Let's give them an incentive not to counter Thorn. So they're going to exclude. Okay. So it's going to be exclude, and then they're going to edict next turn. Yeah. But we still have the opportunity to try to Thorn an Angler in the same turn. I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we don't. Not even close anymore. I guess Gurm Angler's going to go to the bin too. That might have been the one. That might have been time to Gurm Angler Thorn in the same turn. They have their own Gurm Angler. And a Bog. Okay. Not a huge issue. We draw Radiant Fountain. Okay, play Radiant Fountain. And I wonder if they have another exclude here. Try to cast a Gurm Angler. They have another exclude. Ugh. Savage. So that's what this deck's doing. All right, so here comes Gurm Father. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they have enough mana to remove our Thorn as well. We might be able to find a removal spell for this Gurmag. There's a Goblin Gathering. It's not too bad. So let's try to gather. See if it draws out counter magic. Devious Cover Up. They let the Gobos go. It's just 2 Gobos. The 4 main deck Bajuka Bog is tough stuff, and that's probably just going to be it. That's all good. I was kind of expecting the Edict. Land, that probably means game, but we'll play it. Pass the turn. Yeah, that's wild. So this deck is just going to, like, absolutely stomp me. We were teched against Edicts, but we are not teched against Edicts plus Echoing Decay. We may find a removal spell for this Gurmag Angler, and that's why I'm playing so much stuff, because I don't know, maybe they'll counter the Thorn. But now we're just almost definitely just dead. And I'm not playing the Thorn because they're representing Chainer's Edict plus just steal the Monarch anyway. And it's just as dangerous for them to have the Monarch as it is for us. Maybe it could just be like straight up blue-black teachings. And we're dead. Okay, cool. So, we're going to want our Pyroblast. Or are we? I guess, like, Pyroblast countering Exclude is pretty good. Probably want another Thorn. I don't know if Fairy Macabre matters. It might. They didn't show us flying threats. Stinkweed Imp's good. Lightning Axe is, like, fine. Albeit a bit risky. Firebolt's probably not good enough. Electrickery can come out. Arc Lightning can come out. And I think that's what it's going to look like. We'll bring in the 3 Pyros. It's a little tough as, like, we have 6 answers to Gurmag Angler. 7, 8 answers if you account for Stinkweed Imp. I don't really know. Like, we didn't see any of that last game. That just seemed like a blue-black teachings deck. But you know, you're calling the shots. Yeah, it seems like a blue-black control deck. So I think maybe we should have a Fairy Macabre too. And we'll use our Pyroblasts to kind of leverage our answers to Gurmag Angler. And that way we can include fairies. Okay, let's try it like that. Definitely want to play first. It's got a Pyroblast and it's got a Thorn. I think I'm going to keep this. I know. I trusted you. I brought in the fairies. Play Evolving Wilds, pass. So we'll see what their first couple of turns looks like. I'm not super eager to Faithless looting here. Although that maybe should have been a mountain. I changed my mind. Let's go Evolving Wilds. It's still a way for us to hit our 4th land drop on time. Opponent's going to pass, so expecting hard counter next turn for whatever it is. But I'm sure they're heavy on the tech for us now. Radiant Fountain. Okay, so let's go ahead and Faithless loot. Don't want to pitch too many lands here. We have to be cognizant of that. We want 2 more lands, so we'll pitch Mountain. Play mountain. Pass turn. With an Exhume package. So it's just kind of like 7 cards. Maybe I should have kept 5th land instead of Lightning Axe, so that I could protect my Thorn with a Pyroblast. Father. Well, there's a way to draw out counter magic. So 1, 2, 3. Although I'm assuming they have a removal spell for this, so I think they're not going to counter. Maybe they will counter. Okay. Yeah, no, I think they have a removal spell for this. So this will allow us to potentially fight over Thorn on the stack in a later turn. Oh, come on. Burb, man. Dang it. So they chose to deal with Gurmag Angler next turn. Go to combat, attack with Mangler, leaving up their counter magic for Thorn after snagging our Pyroblast. So they don't really have to worry about that anymore. Draw some cards with Night's Whisper. They are going to counter Night's Whisper. Okay. That's pretty validating. Duress mainboard is spicy. That does make me think. Duress mainboard makes me believe it could be an Exhume Brew. Backwater, yep. I guess there could be a reason for us to Lightning Axe something. Maybe I shouldn't have 6 there. Combat, swing. So we can leave up both Lightning Axe and... Yeah, I think I'm okay pitching either Lightning Axe or Lightning Bolt here, so I'm going to go ahead and loot. Bolt, Bolt, Mangler. So let's pitch Bolt. If the plan is to Angler next turn, I feel like that makes Thorn a little bit better. But I don't think we're going to have time to protect it, and I think it'd be real nice to have a couple of Lightning Bolts on tap for next turn. I'm going to pitch Lightning Axe. I'd rather pitch a Bolt over Lightning Axe. This is hard. This is really hard. This answers Angler, this answers Angler, these don't. But they do end the game faster. I think I'm going to go Thorn. I can't play scared about Angler. This could win by surprise before they resolve one. I'm going to pitch Thorn Lightning Axe. So we have one answer for Gurmag Angler to kind of go all in on, but I think it might also bait them into playing suboptimally so we can resolve both of these Lightning Bolts and potentially win the game. Okay, it's going to be a little bit more difficult now. They're going to bog us. Yep, it's going to make it harder for us to resolve that last Angler. All right, so Bolt you, being mana efficient. No counter magic. Goblin Gathering. Okay, well, it's a start towards something productive. They're at 9. They could just have Echoing Decay here, though. Pretty happy that came down after the bog. There's Augur. Okay. Pretty good answer to Goblin Gathering. Echoing Decay. Oh! That was like the best Augurable loss. Alright, so we don't have that much incentive to bolt this Augur anymore. Play a land. Try to slam a Mangler. Unfortunately, the Goblin Gatherings are going to have to eat the dust. We'll see an Exclude. Okay. Man, stacked old hand. This is nuts. What's up, Vitrog Geller? I'm sorry if I didn't say hello earlier. They're going to pass. They're just going to hold on to that Echoing Decay until it matters. Don't blame them. All right. And then we kind of don't have Edict fodder now either. Like it's going to take a long time to get there, but I think 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, no, this is an irrelevant Angler, so we're just going to go ahead and pass. I think we have to we almost have to like try to bait out the Decay, but they have no reason to cast it. I'm getting kind of mind screwed up in here pretty hard. But I feel like Drago favors them. I feel like that's how they're stacking this kind of... Okay, there's a little bit of hope. So we'll go ahead and bog, which means I might have to counter this Angler. They might just have another Edict in hand. Oh yeah, you definitely do not want to see them with 7 in hand. So I think we're going to see end of turn Echoing Decay these, main deck or main phase Chainer's Edict. But I don't think we could wait long enough to play around that. Oh, Tragic Slip. Brutal. Augur, yep. Whiffs. Down to 4 cards in hand. They're on the Augur beats. Sure. What do we find? Terminate, okay. Bastard. Yeah, it's I like how it's unique or whatever, but I like seeing them frenzy. I like seeing the color of blood on their cheeks. Nice Whisper, I don't mind trying to resolve one here. I feel like they'll start countering our card advantage spells, maybe. Yeah. Because it is a way for us to kind of draw out of it, considering they have less cards in hand. And we are trying to grind. I think they're going to take Chainer's Edict anyway, so I'm going to let this go. Yep. Bogs us. Gets in for 2. But I don't think we're long for this world. Although they do only have 2 cards in hand. So unless those are both counter spells, we might be okay. We got rid of the Edict in their bin. Oh, is this exclude? Oh my god. Birdman. Like hot fire. He's a phoenix over there. Yep. To me. Tough to box with the best gang, I must say. So I do have to know a couple of things before I cast that. So let's try to kill this. Let's try to cast this. I do counter. Okay. Man. They're just like killing it. They really did. And they're going to teachings for teachings. So they're going on the value plan. Teachings for additional teachings. Devious cover up. Okay. We're probably dead now. That's just a little bit more card advantage than we can handle. Yep. Find another exclude. So I think as much as I want to keep getting beaten to the ground with value, I think we're pretty much dead. I'm going to take a couple more draw steps, but then I think we're just going to scoop. So if anyone's wondering why or feels like I am scooping prematurely, our opponent's going to hit us for 1 a turn. They have access to any counter spell they need to counter our Terminate or our Pyroblast. We're going to deck. So we kind of, the only way we can win is if we can effectively Pyroblast or Devious cover up, and they have more counter magic than we do. So I guess we have to bait them into trying to cover something up. And then, I don't know. I guess we can wait. We can wait a little bit longer. Because they don't have that many cards in their library. Nor do they have a teachings in hand. So we gotta Pyroblast one of these cover-ups and then kill this. So that they deck before we do. And still win a game 3 somehow. But there are outs, so I'm not gonna... I'm not just going to fire off the concession. So here comes cover up number 1. Sure. So this is where we get a little bit of action in. So we'll bolt this. And get back counterspell, augur, exclude, counterspell. Okay. All right, you guys all saw what went back into their deck, right? Now that the bleeding stopped, I'm a little less afraid. I mean, this is an answer. Unless they have another Echoing Decay, then they have to spend multiple removal spells on this. Okay, if this is cover up and we can Pyroblast it, we might be okay. Come on. Ah. Okay, now they got their cover up back, so we're probably in deep trouble. I could fall asleep in timeout. That's possible. I think that was kind of a possibility for us if we did that, but yeah. They had it. Granted, they had 6 cards in hand and have revealed many of these spells already. So I'll take a draw step or so, and then I'll probably call it. I kind of like these decks. Like there's kind of an elegance to it. It's especially where control mirrors don't happen in the same sense as they do in like paper Magic or in the best control matches I've seen on coverage and things like that. Like usually those games, the corner turn is with this like backbreaking like torrential Gear Hulk into like Glimmer of Genius or something like that, whereas like this deck's just trying to resolve a Gurmag Angler, right? All right, I'm gonna call it there. That's good. All right, guys. All right, this is a decent hand. We've got our Evolving Wilds on turn 1 to fix our red mana. We only need 1 black mana main deck. Thermal Alchemist on turn 2. Opponent might remove it if we do that, so we might want to go get black mana first. Thermal Alchemist on turn 2. Turn 3, we can start looting, lightning axing. This is key. Black deck wins, yeah. Ooh, opponent also on the spicy caves. Well, that's something for us to... That means our Electricity is something we can pitch to Faithless Looting later. But we shall see. What's this gonna be? Opponent. I'm gonna be flooded a lot tomorrow. It's just something that I do, you know? Something that I've got a passion for, so yeah, I can see myself flooding out like an absolute river tomorrow night. Everybody get your paddles ready. All right, here comes the thermal guy. See if our opponent has an immediate answer. I can only anticipate they will. But if they do, 2 turns from now we can Thorn, and we're going to get a good Faithless Looting in about it. So hopefully that puts us in a good position. The deck only runs like 15 lands too, right? Yeah. Yeah, we are going to get flooded with the 15 lander. Opponent. Lightning Bolt. You got it. Fine, 3rd untap land, but that's probably not what we're going to be doing. So we'll Faithless Looting. Pitch Electricity and probably Lightning Axe, honestly. Oh, they probably have Gurmag Angler, actually. Probably just this tap land. Yeah, go like this. Carnarium back the mountain. Leave up our own bolts. Just in case they play Thorn, because we want to be on board, or we want to be ahead on board before our opponent Thorns. Oh, man. Terry, you were going to be there. Is this Goblin Gathering? Okay, they have a Thorn. That's totally fine because we also have a Thorn. So it's going to be that kind of fight, is it? So we'll go ahead and bolt this. And Thermal Alchemist is a good draw. So we will also Thorn. Our opponent got to draw 1 extra card there. I assume it's an answer for Thorn. Hopefully it wasn't another Thorn. But we'll get our Alchemist back down. Unfortunately, this can't attack. So if they do remove this and steal back the Monarch, then we'll be waiting. I haven't tried mono red, but I feel like it doesn't have like the backup. So like I wanted to do something where we were throwing stuff in the bin. Like if you're spending time putting it in the bin, then you kind of have to be able to grind. Whereas I think a mono red version, Hordeling Outburst is probably just better because mono red's kind of inconsistent. So you always you don't want to make it more inconsistent by Liana Spectre. Okay, that's not a big deal. You don't want to make it more inconsistent than it already is, if you know what I mean. So I think we pitch Mountain here. Yep. Some more mana. Chainer's Edict, cool. No worries. It is a little bad that we have to not let them stick a threat for the rest of the game, I guess. But that shouldn't be too much of an issue, because we're going to cast our Alchemist now. We're going to hold on to this land because we have Lightning Axe, and we're going to pass the turn. I can only imagine they have a torrent of removal as well. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Big Stuff. And like red decks have a tendency to be, they don't have any of the fixing or any of the advantage, just none of that stuff for your draw. So you don't want it to be more inconsistent than it already is. Kind of deal. Opponent's going to bog. It's not a huge loss. It does make it difficult for us to cast a Germfather off the top. And they seem to have gotten more value out of their draws than we have. It's certainly a little problematic. Oh, there's another Thorn. Okay, that's trouble. Now we've got to find a creature. Or our second Thorn. Or they're probably going to win. So I'm okay Lightning Axing this. We do have more answers to Germfather on the way. Maybe I should have picked in for that extra damage with Thermal Alchemist. This is the one disadvantage of Thermal Alchemist in your Monarch deck. Is it can't attack. Although they did not attack there to get the Monarch back. Alright, pass turn. Bolt, Lightning Axe, Edict in hand to answer any of their threats. So we gotta find Angler. That's what we need. Angler or Thorn. Some mana. Spectre. Okay. Gonna make us discard. I think we discard Edict here. This is a pretty cool deck too. Spell with Delve and Flashback. That would be a little busted. So this is that mono black discard deck. This is pretty sweet. Opponent's gonna have Night's Whisper. I feel like a Goblin Gathering would be pretty good here. We just gotta find one. Bolts. Okay, so we'll Alchemist you. But if they have the Monarch for longer than we do, like it's just gonna be one of those matches, right? Alchemist you. Pass turn. Opponent, drawn some cards. So for that reason, I think we actually even bring in more Thorns, as odd as that sounds, because they have the flyers. Maybe we bring in Thorns and Macabres for their Edict effects, but I don't know. This is definitely not a matchup I anticipated, or something that I was worried about. Oh man, that's brutal. Okay, I think we are going to shuffle away the Lightning Axe because it's not productive to what we're trying to do. See what this is all about. Here comes the Germfather. Oh man, we don't have the extra. We can't pay the extra cost, and we also don't have the card to the discard. That's bad beats. Night's Whisper. All right, we're probably dead, guys. And let them deck themselves? Yeah. So the question is, yeah, I think we still do have to let them attack us for a turn. And we'll draw our Lightning Axe, leave our Revolving Wilds, and let it answer this Gurmag Angler. Costs like 11 to flashback. That's the crazy thing about Delve, is like it doesn't even matter how much it costs. It could cost like, yeah, it could cost like 11, and it would be like still really busted. All right, let's see what we draw. Evolving Wilds. Okay, well, I'm pretty happy pitching that to Lightning Axe. So we'll Lightning Axe now, just in case our opponent has any shenanigans. Pass the turn. We're at 13. A little bit of a precarious position. We do have to find more black mana somehow. It's okay. We've got mountains, or we've got swamps in our deck. We'll find them eventually. We draw Night's Whisper. Not too bad, but our opponent has Night's Whispered significantly more than we have. There's a Gathering. I'll take it. We can trade the Gathering for the Chittering Rats, but I don't know how good that is. See if they'll one for one our goblins. They kind of can at this point. I like Thermal Alchemist because it's a great blocker, and because we have enough non-creature spells that it gets a lot of value. It kind of just attacks on a different axis. Like in the early game, we might be able to get in some damage with 1/1s, and we might be able to wrath our opponent's board. So when you're in a stalemate, Thermal Alchemist just makes sure that your opponent takes damage. And on those turns where we're like Faithless Looting, Lightning Bolt, just removing stuff, using removal spells to keep our opponent's board clear, they do more damage than just kind of your average 2/2, right? So that would be the reason. It's just a different way to get value out of the rest of the spells in your deck. Granted, what they're doing seems a little bit stronger than what we're doing. I wonder where it was. I think it was just they became the Monarch and stayed the Monarch. Okay, we're dead. And continued being the Monarch for an extended period of time. Okay, so how do we beat that? We're going to bring in a Thorn. Crypt Incursion would be funny. I don't think Wrench Mind is good. Stinkies are probably good. Macabres are probably okay too. Oh yeah, no, just getting Chittering Rats a bunch of times was really brutal. Basically cast 2 Time Walks. They did. Chittering Rats is essentially a Time Walk. Guys, you gotta know me better than that. I don't feel bad when I lose. That's why I do this. I don't think we want 3 Fairy Macabres. I am happy having more flying blockers, though. So Arc Lightning's not going to do anything. Electricity not going to do anything. And we probably don't need as many Lightning Bolts because of how grindy it's going to be, but I would like to have a clock that's fast enough. But I wasn't really anticipating this matchup, so it's going to be tough to figure out exactly how to navigate it, of course. All right, well, we have an early Alchemist. That's good. Hopefully our opponent doesn't immediately have an answer, although they probably do. Yeah, there's 3 rats. All right, so play Evolving Wilds, pass turn. Go get a red mana, cast our Thermal Alchemist, and start getting value off of it with all these other spells. Hopefully. They didn't arrest on turn 1. I thought this was called red-black discard. All right, play land, Alchemist. Pass. Oh yeah. No, people are playing it, but I still don't know how to play around it. I've never played against it. Maybe I should have tested against it. That would have been a pretty reasonable thing. Opponent just passing. Yep. Discarding a hand size. That's always good. So I think we're going to Faithless Looting first. Maybe we should Night's Whisper. I think we should Faithless Looting, because we can always light Night's Whisper afterwards. Alchemist will untap. Draw some cards. Let's pitch Firebolt and Faithless Looting. I might want to cast this Stinkweed Imp as a threat next turn. And we'll Thermal Alchemist to you. Draw a couple cards. Like calling foil a Black Lotus that counters. Well, it pretty much is. It's only a Black Lotus because you play it with Gush, though. They're very much the same beast. Or a beast. They're like, it's a synergistic relationship. Okay, they're going to terminate. Yep. So there goes a bit of our clock. So we'll go ahead and play Stinky. Play Evolving Wilds because we don't want to draw any more lands. And pass turn. The threat that just keeps on giving. Just let them fuel a magic strategy. I bet that's a pretty good matchup for them. So we're going to take double black. We have more black cards in this version of the deck. And I think I'm actually going to pitch Radiant Fountain. As crazy as that sounds. I'm going to pitch the Fountain. Draw a Fairy Macabre. That's pretty good. So let's see if they'll trade this Liliana Spectre with a Stinkweed Imp. Because we'll have a better flying threat in the meantime. They're not. Okay. So we're going to cast the Fairy Macabre. I know it sounds crazy. We have a Bolt to take care of this if it ever becomes an issue while we're trying to maintain the Monarch. Bastard. Black Lotus that counters. Pretty much. We'll take 2 here. We're ahead on clock. There's no reason to trade our creatures. We have tons of removal spells to deal with them later. We got an answer for Grimfather, so I'm not super afraid of that. Another Spectre, eh? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we'll pitch Edict to this. And I think I am going to bolt this on end step. Now things are starting to get around to parity. Just a little not good. We draw Edict, okay. So we can fire that off. It's not getting much better. And hopefully they don't start casting Chittering Rats while we get a spell we can't cast in our hand. We are attacking for 3 in the area every turn, so they'll have to answer our threats eventually. Stinkweed Imp is also a decent answer to Grimlock Angler, I guess. But yeah, ideally we don't see a bunch of Chittering Rats here. And cue the Chittering Rats. Just Spectre. Okay, well, better in the bin than in our hand at this point, I guess. A land would be nice to flash back this Firebolt. Not that land deck. You silly. So serve with Stinky. I think we'd rather preserve our 2-power clock while we can. Yep. So go to 13. Pass turn. Pretty happy to have another red mana off of this Evolving Wilds too. Hopefully that matters. That's kind of an interesting aspect of this deck too, is it gets enough graveyard value that just making us discard cards might not be enough. I hope it's not. But this deck is really leveraging the Monarch mechanic. I think bringing in extra flyers was probably good. Going up to 4 flying threats, especially one that can keep coming back, is pretty alright. So the no value Chittering Rats, significantly less scary. Maybe they have Garys. Scary Garys. Ooh. Shiver me timbers. Scary Garys. They're going to introduce the Monarch straightway because they feel like it. So they think they're just drawing a card off of this, basically. That's their idea here. We're going to take it back every turn. So we're going to play the Howling Mind game for a little while. And I guess it all depends on who draws more removal. We just drew a land, so that's not ideal. We are going to Firebolt this Liana Spectre, so we don't have to trade a creature to get the Monarch. We'll get in with Fairy Macabre. I wonder if we get in with everything. We just kill a creature and then dredge back Stinkweed Imp next turn, so that makes me feel like I should keep Stinkweed Imp back. Yeah. Okay, so Fairy Macabre gets in for 2, steals a Monarch. I think we're gonna have the option to dredge it away next turn anyway, but that could be a thing. Goblin Gathering is a pretty good draw here. Especially if we get to trade Stinkweed Imp with a creature. I guess then we're trading Stinkweed Imp with a creature and they get to become the Monarch again. So actually, no. I should have attacked with Stinkweed Imp last turn. That was dumb. So now our opponent needs 2 removal spells to get the Monarch back. We have 2 blockers for next turn. They're going to terminate Stinky. Okay. And Edict the Macabre. Okay. Well, they had 2 removal spells. Pretty good draws. I don't think we want to dredge Stinky yet. Although we do want it down for next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, we don't. Okay. So no dredge. Find another Gathering. That's okay. Play a land because we're going to want to cast 6 mana worth of spells next turn. Play Gathering, pass the turn. And next turn we'll dredge back Stinky, play another Gathering, and play Stinkweed Imp. So they have drawn a significant number of cards off of becoming a Monarch. It's obviously pretty bad, but if we can steal it back here somehow, we might be okay. So let's try to do that. Let's see if Goblin Gathering can really be the mirror breaker here. They're going to offer the trade with their Chittering Rats. We'll decide to take 2 instead. 5, 6, 7 mana, hard casting Gurmfather. Oh no, they're just going to Edict away a Goblin. Okay. No big deal. And we'll dredge back Stinky. Hopefully not lose anything too good. We did get a Firebolt in the bin. We also lost a Terminate. That's not ideal. So we'll cast Stinky. Gather some Goblins. And pass the turn with enough removal in the bin to hopefully... Or Firebolt in the bin to hopefully force through becoming the Monarch again next turn. They're going to have 5 cards in hand to our none. But, you know, you got to do what you got to do. I assume they're going to kill Stinkweed Imp here. Player sticks until the end of the match. Yep. That is precisely how the Monarch works. So we're just going to keep taking 2 here. We have a more imposing board than they do. And, oh, it looks like Gurmfather time. Okay. We're going to have to make a sketchy attack next turn to try to get the Monarch back. Because they have Gurmag Angler on board. So hopefully we draw one of our infinite removal spells for Gurmag Angler. This deck was built to beat this bad boy. Not this bad boy and this bad boy together, unfortunately. It's another Gurmfather. Yep. We haven't made 5 boys yet, Breadlord. I wish. We just made 3 boys. That ain't bad. Another Gurmfather. Well, we have lots of Stinkies to do something about that. But Stinky's going to be on the offense next turn. unfortunately. That's another Stinky. I think I'm going to take it. We milled another Thermal Alchemist. Ugh, that's not good. And a Thorn. 2 Thermal Alchemists. So we only have 1 Thermal left in the deck. It's not ideal. Okay, go to combat, attack with Stinkweed, and become the Monarch. Hopefully. They could, of course, have Bolt. They have Bolt. Play Stinkweed. Pass turn. I guess we only have 27 cards in our library. 2 Gurmies. 2 Gurmies is a scary time. Especially where we can only get 1 Stinky Boy back each turn. But we have chump blockers for days, and maybe they'll make a bad attack. I don't know. They've just been the Monarch for too long. Like, they drew more removal spells than we drew creatures, so... It's the way she goes sometimes, Rick. If we just drew a Thorn somehow, we might be okay, but... I think we're definitely way too far on the back foot for them having 3 spells in hand, considering the power level of the spells in their deck. Alright, so we are going to trade a Stinkweed in with a Gurmag Angler. They're attacking like they have an Electricity or something. We're at 4. And I think this is where the Electricity and we cry. We like go to attacks, attack with like 2 goblins, hoping they don't have 3 removal spells. Or attack with 3 goblins, hoping they don't have 3 removal spells. Play Stinky for next turn, block another Angler. Yep. Yep, we'll do it one more time. Lost a Gurmfather to that fight. Go to combat, see if they have 3 removal spells. I guess they can, and then just choose to use them on their turn and win the game. They let us become the Monarch. Okay. Finally, sweet Monarchy. Play the Stinky Boy. Pass a turn. We draw... Not Stinkweed him. Goblin Gathering. Well, if we can survive a turn, that's a lot of goblins. That's 5 goblins. But they might just win here. So they're going to Night's Whisper down to 7. Okay. 2 removal spells wins in the game. Or like a removal spell. A Lightning Bolt is a removal spell, but... Grixis Goblin Watch Rights deck. When? Right now. Dropping the league. Starting over. Chittering Rats. Okay, well, I'm happy drawing Goblin Gathering next turn, too. Although I might have to dredge Stinkweed him again, which is awkward. Were you Warren wielding your own War Marshal? That's a lot of W's. Holy frig. Oh, the alliteration is just too tempting. It's only a matter of time. Yep, they go back up to 9. And let's see if they make a weird attack here. They don't really have to. If I can get this Gurmfather off the board, those 5 goblins are going to do work next turn. Well, we're going to 1. Yep. We're at 1. They're a Lightning Bolt deck. They could just draw Lightning Bolt. We'll see if they have it. Night's Whisper? Chainer's Edict, okay. Sure. Turn comes back. We will not be dredging. Go to combat. Attack with all of our dorks? Yeah. Attack with all the dorks. They block. Take 2. We become the Monarch. Here we go, guys. Is 5 goblins enough? Is 5 goblins enough? Because we're making 5 goblins. Oh, 4 goblins. Dang it. Did I do the math wrong? I guess I did. We drew a bolt. Okay. Well. They're going to Choking Sands our Bloodfell Caves. Okay, we'll float red mana. Oh, and we die. Good. Good. So we're 1 and 2. We can still go positive. This hand's pretty bad. Faithless Looting probably can't save this. So I'm going to mulligan. Nice. I like it. It's burn. We're burned now. Keep. Thorn to the bottom. No black mana. Let's go. Positive is alive. Play Mountain. Pass. See what we're up against. Forest is a good sign. Elf is a good sign. We're going to have to find that main deck Electrickery pretty quick. Gurmfather, not exactly what we're looking for, but we have lots of interaction for these elves. Play Thermo, pass the turn. Bolt, Alchemist Bolt is pretty good. There's Priest of Titania. That could matter. We should probably remove that if we find the opportunity. They do have 3 mana already, though. I don't know. This is always a tough decision. This is always a really tough decision as to whether you kill the priest or not. I think we do. Okay, so let's Alchemist. Yeah, when the Angler eventually comes up. We have no reason to get any higher than 3 mana. So part of me really wants to just pitch this Radiant Fountain to this Lightning Axe to get Lightning Bolt value by shooting their face with it, but I'm just going to go like this. And they probably got the picture that we're not your everyday burn deck by now. Play Radiant Fountain, pass the turn. See what they've got. 1, 2, tons of mana. Lizalana, okay. Maybe I should have bolted Birchwiller there. It's tough. Fintorn, okay. So now we have to kill Lizalana. Yep, makes an elf. They get another mana. But like I said, we are going to have to find that main deck Electrickery. Swamp to cast Angler would be ideal. I really don't want to have to... Okay, so now there's no reason for us to have 4 mana without having black mana, so we're just going to pitch this Radiant Fountain to a Lightning Axe, as weird as that sounds. Whenever our opponent does manage to find something that matters. Granted, it would be very nice to get this Gurmfather down. Ugh, Distant Melody X4. Okay. Not ideal. Yep. Another Lizalana. Timberwatch Elf. Okay, well that's something we have to Lightning Axe. 4 cards in our Elves opponent hand. Timberwatch you. Or kill your Timberwatch. Thermal Alchemist you. Pitch Radiant Fountain. We're a swamp away, guys. Man, Electrickery would be okay. It's more than what we need right now, though. Mountain. Deck, you're funny. Okay, pass the turn. We have, like, tons of sources, too. Let's see how good their Distant Melody treated them. They drew a lot of lands early in the game, so I'm assuming they found at least something really good. Any kind of, like, Timberwatch, Well-Wisher shenanigans immediately has to be answered, considering they're bored now. Oh, is this another Distant Melody? Oh! Yup. Well, this is not going as well as the first time we played Elves, that's for sure. Alright, so they untap. Play Forest. A couple mana. Well-Wisher. Oh my god, Electrickery, please. I have Electrickeries in my deck, although they do just have 6 cards in hand, so it doesn't really matter. Yup. Ooh. It's getting pretty precarious, guys. Well, that went a lot better last time. Alright, what do we find? Bashuka Bog. It's black mana, I guess. I was complaining about not having my black mana. So bog you. And pass. Dang, elves. They're everywhere. I feel like this isn't that bad of a matchup, but we definitely have to find our Arc Lightning or Electrickery a lot earlier than this. Granted, they're not doing anything. They're just spending a lot of time spewing their hand instead of casting anything, so... And at this rate, Gurmfather is going to be bigger than this Vanguard, so we might... We're probably not okay by a lot, because I think they can start attacking for more than 10 each turn anyway. So we'll have to find Electrickery, or at the very least, Arc Lightning. Yep, 2 cards in our opponent's hand. Vanguard, not like oppressively big here, but he will get there. Tapping some dudes. Also, Well-Wisher. I don't know if it's GG. And we're still playing elves? I wish we just played post-board elves games all night. Opponent's got one card in hand. Okay. Whatever dork you're going to hit me with, just hit me. Go ahead, opponent. Have your fun. 22 cards left in our elves opponent's library. Imagine if that Lizalana would have survived. This is always, you know, this is exactly how Richard Garfield intended it, obviously. Yep. I think we're pretty much dead. They haven't played anything that doesn't lose to an Electricity yet. Nice little draw 12. Because now they have to discard a hand size. If Lizalana comes down, we're probably dead. They need one more. They do need one more turn. Exactly. They might just kill themselves with a Distant Melody. Who knows? So now their 1-drops are free. It would be pretty funny. Will it even win us the game? Questionable. Still haven't tapped that Well-Wisher either. They're going for that maximum Well-Wisher value. Another Well-Wisher. We have Terminates in our deck for the Vanguard too. So there's reasons I'm not scooping here. Fails the Ancestral Recall test. Not playable. Not playable at all. Opponent's just going to pass. 12 cards in hand. They fizzled. Maybe they're playing around Electricity. Just pitch all lands. Yep. Gains a million life. Imagine we had him upkeep there. Lightning Axe. It's not going to do it. We're pretty much dead. I don't even think I want to show them Gurmag Angler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, a million, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So we are dead. Okay. Because we can't Gurmag Angler and Lightning Axe. So that was elves. We'll bring in some Electrickeries. And we'll bring in... I don't think Regmine is good enough. I think we just need the Trickeries. Yeah, we should be pretty fine. Like, we can take them apart, right? We can really dismantle their plan. We'll take on 1 Edict and 1 Stinky Boy, I think. Maybe 1 Thorn. All right, let's do it like that. I don't know. They only have 4 Distant Melodies. Like, that was a pretty unusual... Oh, man. Let's Goblin Gathering them to death, guys. They only have 4 gatherings in their deck. There's a chance that Elves just never draws Distant Melody. I don't think it's worth bringing in. Like, if you have ways to stop them from getting that many Elves, I don't know, man. It can be a dead card. Like in our first Elves match, they resolved a bunch of Distant Melodies that didn't do anything. We're going to get all the way up to 3 mana before we Night's Whisper here. Yeah, maybe not 4. Them not doing anything on turn 1 is nice. Well-Wisher on turn 2 is not nice. So we might have to go digging for a removal spell instead of gathering here. But I kind of want to just cast a bunch of elf tokens, or goblin tokens. But unfortunately, that's not going to be the plan for right now. So we're going to draw some cards. Didn't hit a bolt. Let's go ahead and Mountain Faithless Looting, because we have a Goblin Gathering to pitch. Oh my goodness, deck. Wow, guy. So we'll pitch Gathering and Evolving Wilds. We'll keep on tap lands to try to keep some momentum here. But slamming a Gurmag Angler next turn isn't terrible. Any number is too many. All right, opponent. Your next turn better be pretty dang good. It'd be really nice to find some stuff. Is this just lead or something? Spider Silk Armor, okay. I mean, that kills 2 cards in our deck. Oh, also it makes Goblin Gathering a lot worse. Stinky Boy. Well, this has been an awkward draw. Let's Night's Whisper. With the intention of Gurmag Anglering this turn. Yeah. That's kind of the rub for elf decks, right? All right, so let's play Gurmag Angler and try to have some restraint about this Lightning Bolt. Oh, I'd really like to keep that Goblin Gathering. Yeah, let's get rid of the Faithless Looting for the sweet value of having a Goblin Gathering in there. And we'll pass the turn, leave up Lightning Bolt. Behave more like goblins from Goblin Slayer? What's Goblin Slayer? There's Lizalana. Okay, well, there's something we definitely want to get rid of. It's going to be a little tough. Yeah, they're going to gain a couple life. Yeah, gotta find some Terminates. We have those. Evolving Wilds. Okay, go to combat, attack with Grimfather. And we'll go Land, Alchemist, Stinky. I don't know how much this could feasibly tap for next turn. I guess we... Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and bolt the Well-Wisher. We're not going to find enchantment removal for this, so we're going to have to kill it with a Terminate, and this could gain a lot of life next turn. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Instead of playing Stinkweed, which is suboptimal because we should have Evolving Wilds to make Gurmag Angler better next turn, but you live and you learn, gang. Yep, so we have an answer for that. We don't have an answer for Lizalana with Spider Silk Armor backup. Making Lightning Bolt look a little anemic, I must say. And Gurmag Angler, honestly. I'm going to serve with Lizalana, sure. Yep. Bloodfell Caves. Okay. Play Evolving Wilds. Crack Evolving Wilds. Go get Mountain. Can we Gathering and Gurmangler? No. I think I'm going to serve with Gurmag Angler, and I might cast Stinkweed Imp over Goblin Gathering this turn. Goblin Gathering doesn't do a whole lot, except provide chump blockers. They're going to chump, okay. Well, I am totally fine with Abyss Mode Gurmag Angler. We'll play Stinkweed as an answer to Vanguard, but it's not a great answer. Pass turn. Yep, so I'm going to keep going wide, as they tend to do. Man, we have not found much of our removal. We sure run a lot of it. Lead, okay. You got it. We have blockers for these. What's Elvish Guidance? Oh, it's an edgy anime? How edgy? No attacks, okay. Sure. So Alchemist to you. Turn comes back to us. We'll have even more blockers. Lightning Axe A. So I think we go ahead and Lightning Axe the Lizalana right now. Pitch Bloodfell Caves. Probably should ping them. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, ping you. We'll hold on to Mangler for now. We don't really have anything to do with it until we find a reason to terminate, or would find a way to terminate this. So make a few goblins. Pass the turn. Yep. No attacks from us. When did we get to 13? Oh, they have another Lizalana? Brutal. And another Vanguard. Okay. Vanguards aren't a big deal. If Vanguard is what they're going to do, then we should be able to answer them with Stinkweed Imps. I don't think they can give them Trample. They might have that one guy that other deck had. Gives them Trample. All right, what do we find? Terminate. So now I think Terminate is going at Lizalana, and I think that's exactly what I'm going to do now. So Alchemist to you, down to 13. Terminate Lizalana. is one of our only answers to it. I guess it's one of our only answers to all of their stuff, so maybe I should be a little more sparing with it considering we have a lot of blockers, but they could just have Mob Justice too. That was funny. TMG said, what? But you almost won the mirror. Well, that's the moral victory, really. That's all that matters. Never pick up that particular forest. Ugh. Gross. Okay. Gotta find even more removal spells. Good thing we have a lot of it. They're gonna lead. Did not notice that they led into a bunch of Timberwatch Elves last turn. Or last time. So now they have 2 Timberwatches in hand. Yep. Because now we have to remove pretty much everything. We have to remove Timberwatch Elf and we have to remove Well-Wisher or we lose. So that's kind of tough. Priest, yep. They do, though. Yeah, that's a pretty common thing that happens. Play a bunch of elves. Maybe they make a bad attack here and we win. Yep. I think we just had a really awkward draw this time. And they found the Spider Silk. Pretty decent answer. No attacks, okay. Well, Stinkweed Imp's holding down the fort. We're going to have to kill Well-Wisher. And then them within like a couple turns. Bog doesn't do anything. I think we might be dead in the water, guys. Bog, you pass turn. Yeah, they kind of have all the answers. So this turn, if we see the 2 Timberwatches come down, then we'll scoop. Because we can't, there's no way our deck can answer 2 Timberwatches at once unless we like Night's Whisper into 2 Electrickeries. So we'll wait 1 turn. We'll see what the top of our deck provides. What's up, Pauper or Bust? Can they attack through our board yet? I don't know. They're at 12. We're probably dead. There's another Lizalana. And Timberwatch. I don't think Elves is like overpowered through it or anything like that. Like if you draw the interaction at the right time, then you really can kind of dismember them to the point where none of this happens. But we drew like Stinkweed Imp, Gurmag Angler, and then like way more lands than we needed. So it just didn't go very well for us. But you guys saw like when we got the nut draw against them in match 1, it was pretty good. So it kind of goes both ways. Maybe your control deck shouldn't be so swingy. Yeah. Distant Melody to draw pretty much the rest of their deck. And you know what, guys? As much as I love watching Elves Goldfish, I'm just going to go ahead and scoop. GG's. We'll see if we would go Night's Whisper, Electrickery off the top. We would not, so we would have lost. Oh, well. All right, let's do it. This looks like a really early Gurmag Angler, so I'm going to keep. Let's hope early Gurmag Angler has gas behind it. Let's hope this big fish got some gas in it. But not actually, because aquatic ecosystems are important. We should respect that. Opponent leads on Snow-Covered Island. I just really didn't want to die to a Gurmag Angler. And I know that I did. But the point is, I didn't want to. I think we're going to lead on Faithless Looting as much as I'd like to fix my mana here. Okay, let's pitch a couple lootings. We probably want this Firebolt for both activations against our fairies and stuff. And I like having up to 4 mana here. I'm also happy to have a Stinkweed Imp, so if we can resolve that at some point, that would be nice. Augur, okay. This could be Tribe too. People sometimes play these to kind of like juke you out. There's Fire and Ice. This might be another one of those control decks. Radiant Fountain. Okay, well, I think we have Evolving Wilds here. Go get our Swamp. And fill our bin for an Angler later. We don't want to Firebolt this. Screw the Critics is definitely Pauper playable. Yeah, that is It is too good for possibly Pauper playable. It's I think it doesn't take a lot for people to consistently win with it. I think Skewer is really, really good. So our opponent's on like a control brew of some sort. We'll see if we can handle this. See if they can handle so many goblins with their fire and ices and stuff. Part of me really wishes I had one of these Faithless Lootings. Maybe I could have thought that through a little bit better. All right. What's coming now, opponent? Terminate. Okay. Something tells me that's not going to super matter. But I wouldn't mind having a Stinky down. Hold down the fort. And then next turn, we might think about terminating something. It sucked to be a 1-3 on this board, huh, opponent? It also would have been pretty key to maybe get down an angler there. We'll see how our opponent taps. I really didn't want to lose all these lootings, though. Maybe that wasn't that important? Yeah, I'd like to see me do better than this, too. It is a fun card. It is a very fun card. Catacomb Crocodile. Isn't that just like a big dirtily vanilla creature? All right, guys, over under. What are the chances our opponent runs Essence Scatter? What do you guys think? Is this an Essence Scatter deck or no? Because I think I'm going to eat these Faithless Lootings to cast an Angler. They might have like miscalculation or something stupid like that, and then I'll tilt out. But if they don't, the Gurmfather's home. Here comes miscalculation. We're dead. Okay, all right. Gurmfather gets down. I'm into that. Pass the turn. We did lose some Faithless Lootings in the process. I think we can sneak in an attack with a Stinky here. 5 mana 3. That's a pretty big butt. That's a pretty big butt. If we had like a Doran effect at common somehow, I guess. Should we just start like talking about downshifting Doran? Would that be cool? Are we allowed to try to convince people to do that? There's a Drifty boy. Yup. Opponent draws a couple cards off the Drifter. And passes. All right, so I don't mind killing Drifter while they're tapped out. I kind of like that, actually. So we're going to go ahead and firebolt this Drifter. And I think where they have Deep Analysis in the bin, I think that's what they're sizing up to do next turn, so we'll bog them. And we'll go to combat, and we'll swing with the boys. Get in there, guys. The Gurm Daddy. Guys, I am incredibly sick. But I couldn't miss it. I could not miss this. Additional Muldrifters? Echoing Truths, the Mangler. Okay, you got it. So they're sizing up to leave up some counter magic next turn for it. Cool. We'll take 2. I think we have 2 Gurmag Anglers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can try to flash one back this turn, but I don't really see why we would do that. Or we can try to run one back. They're just obviously leaving up counter magic. And it looked like they wanted to cast a Muldrifter last turn. So they're going to Carnarium back our Bojuka Bog. And just pass the turn. We might as well get in. They're at 13. We can beat them on this clock. So I think we do want to attack with Stinky. And then wait until we can double spell. Because we can bait a counter with an Angler and then maybe resolve a Thermal Alchemist, and that's not bad for us. Although they are probably on like infinite Screds and stuff. Zombie Tribal is a thing. All-Star Ferris Band Centaurs? But I don't know about Blade Juggler. Blade Juggler is just so bad on the front side. Like, if you're not doing the thing with Blade Juggler, it's just so dicey, you know. I'm not huge on it. I feel like you just get crushed. Like the first time you cast your 5 mana 3/2 that draws a card, it's just like, man, that went terribly. They're going to ice our permanent to draw a card. We'll go ahead and float mana in the meantime. Don't know if we'll use it. Little do they know, fire is their only answer to our goblins. So I'm going to leave up hard counter again. How much mana do we have? Fair bit. We're not drawing anything to try to force action, which is just so hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It does make it a lot more difficult. So we'll cast Radiant Fountain here. Go to combat. Fairy Duelist definitely is. I think Fairy Duelist doesn't have the same kind of like build around flair as everything else. Yeah, that's true. But you like black doesn't have a ton of those effects, right? Like black is, I don't know. Black is like the color that's gonna grind, kind of whether you want it to or not. Oh, guys, this is brutal. Terminate our own Stinky for a dredge. Ooh, they're gonna tap out. Cool. Okay, so opponent is gonna Archaeomancer. Sure. Go for Echoing Truth. Okay, so they're gonna get to answer a Gurmag Angler regardless. We'll kill Archaeomancer so they can't do any kind of shenanigans with our Mangler. And we can bog the Archaeomancer for good measure. And then resolve an Angler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Mangles. And then go to combat, swing with Stinky. Put our opponent to 10. So I guess they can Echoing Truth and just leave up counter magic again next turn, but it does take time to do that. Time they may not have because the Stinky Boy here might go all the way. I wonder if they run Harvest Spire. Do you think they run Harvest Spire? Can I do Fairy Flood with Duelist? Oh, man. You know I love me an excuse to play Fairy Flood. Oh, they can start spreading it soon. That's true. So trying pretty hard to leave up hard counter. I guess them doing this hedges against us having 2 Gurmags, but we've got 2 Gurmags. And I'm okay just not casting one next turn. Okay, they're going to Truth now. All right. Sure. I can get it. Yep. We draw Evolving Wilds because my deck is such a bro. Go to combat. Attack with Stinky. And they can scred them now. That's a real good point, gang. So play Evolving Wilds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Essentially 7, 8, 9. So we can Angler Terminate for what that's worth, but I guess if Flicker shenanigans are going to happen, we probably want to do that. So Gurm Angler, they can't counter it, but they can certainly scred it. And hopefully have the opportunity to run it back next turn. Yeah. See what they've got. Can attack for 3. Yep. And they're sitting on a counter spell too, which makes things a little daunting. Yep. Draw some cards. Wonder how willing they are to protect this Muldrifter. Are you willing, opponent? They are. Oh, they're going to Flicker. Okay, that's trouble. Yep. But they're tapped out, so we will get to resolve another Gurmag Angler that they're going to have to answer somehow. They'll have to find another Scred, which is reasonable. I'm sure they run enough. They probably run more Screds than we do Gurmag Anglers. Goblin Gathering. Gas. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Grandfather. Bloodfell Caves. And Goblin Gathering. And I think we'll trade Stinkweed in with Muldrifter here, if they want to. They do not. They go to 8. So I'm assuming they have another Scred in hand. Yep. They sure do. Gonna get in with everything. Okay. It's pretty aggro. And what's this? More blockers? Rainstorm. Okay. What can we draw? So if we draw Lightning Bolt, we do have a path to victory. Yeah, we can Firebolt the Burb. if I'm preordained. Let's see how low they tap here. Don't imagine they will. So they're leaving. Oh my god, deck. Deck, you are being the biggest bro tonight. So if you force them down to 6, that still just leaves us with about as much of an opening to win next turn. So we'll try for it. See what they do. See if they bolt us end step here. They might just fire us. Fires the Gobos. They're in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if they got a bolt, they would. Ham is a fish. It's an elemental, actually, guys. Bolt FT dub? Sure. Oh, fire? Yep. We're dead. All right, so we're playing blue-red flicker. That's interesting. So we definitely want our Pyroblasts. I think I wouldn't mind a Thorn of the Black Rose. I feel like they're not super good at handling our threats. And I think our Fair and Macaws are probably worth here, too. So we'll go down the stuff that's bad. Arc Lightning doesn't do anything. Electricity doesn't do anything. Our Lightning Axes aren't going to be worth it. And Firebolts probably also aren't worth it. These act as good enough instant speed removal. I guess Faithless Looting is a little risky. Probably don't need all of this removal, but I think I'd rather lose a Firebolt than anything else. Yeah, let's take the Firebolts out. Try to take the Gobos Infinite. What do you mean? What Infinite Gobos? I think Birdman is on the fire deck. Okay, I am going to keep this, but like only on the strength of Faithless Looting. I can pitch these lands I don't need. I don't mind having Bajukabak here, so I am going to keep this. It's a little touchy. It's a little touchy. Hopefully we can sneak through an early Gurmfather and they don't have that Echoing Truth. Bloodfell Caves, pass. Yep. Yeah, Fire Ice Control, he 5-0'd with it in the competitive leagues. Good old ballsy turn 1 Ash Barons. I like it. So we'll go Thermo, boy, pass a turn. So a little basic land cycle here. And next turn... Oh, red-white infinite Gobos. I don't really know. I feel like that deck's both really difficult to play and also not super duper competitive. So I'm a little hesitant to play it. Because I don't want to mess it up. Like I'll mess up my own decks. It's like a pride thing. Okay, so I don't think Bajukabog is super relevant here. It doesn't seem like they're playing sloppy enough for that to matter. And about 4 lands seems appropriate. But I don't want to pitch this Pyroblast. I guess it's going to be Bolt. Feels bad, but I think I'm going to do it. And we'll Bloodfell Caves and line up to Gurmfather next turn. So we'll see if they have enough mana to fight Gurmfather plus Pyroblast. I could have pitched Edict, but I think removing 2 of their creatures with Edict is good enough. Or I guess we can't defend it with Pyroblast next turn. Radiant Fountain, that's fine. So let's just Alchemist and Flashback Looting. Untap Alchemist. See what we find. Carnarium. Okay, so we can pitch Mountain, Faithless Looting here. Carnarium back at Mountain. Pass the turn. So next turn we're down to Clown with Gurmag Angler plus Pyroblast backup by a lot. So we'll see if they can fight that. They might have like Dispel, I guess, but I don't think we can wait any longer. Especially where they can just build up to Screds and then they've still got the board under control. And second Gurmfather is going to be what tips that scale by a lot. Okay, so play Mountain and do my best not to represent Pyroblast. Gurmfather. And no days one time. Okay, they have Counterspell. Do you have an answer to this? Oh, why am I... I should have tapped the Thermo. They do have the Dispel. Bummer. Okay. Well, we'll try it again next turn. And my opponent doesn't have any attackers. I'm afraid of screwing this up, so I'm just going to tap Thermal Alchemist now. I feel like I'm going to get yelled at. Opponent is at 14. Thermal Alchemist has done work. See what this turn looks like for them. They haven't had very much time to set up. Okay, so we are going to get the opportunity to try to Angler again next turn, but this might find them a way out. Find another Alchemist, too. Okay. I wonder if that's reason enough to eat this Faithless looting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's definitely not. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get another Gangler down. Alchemist you. We're going to hold on to the land. Did I miss it? Did I miss it? Azinakakar? Black-green Infect Elves. We play Goblin Storm. It's essentially infinite. All right, we are going to hit our opponent for a lot here. Maybe that can do it. So ping you. Edict you. They sack Muldrifter. Attack them with Angler. Play another Thermo Alchemist. And pass the turn. It can, though. It can matter a lot. We might draw 2 spells, so I'm actually going to hold on to both of these lands. We'll decide whether we want to use them next turn. There's Augur, sure. That is a blocker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That could have been a reason to play it. They have Fire and Ice. That doesn't really matter, I guess. I guess I could, like... They could try to tap down a Thermal Alchemist. And it looks like they're going to leave up Counter Magic. Okay. We've got 4 damage on board. Putting them to 2. Plus we get an attack with Angler to kind of abyss them. Okay. Turn comes back. Our upkeep. 2 blue mana. Opponent's going to fetch. For some reason. And here comes Scred. Oh, they don't have any untapped red mana. They're going to Ice Angler. Okay, sure. Terminate. I think that does it. So if we go Alchemist, Alchemist, looting, untap the boys. I'm just going to go ahead and tap them right away so that I don't forget to do it. And therefore lose the game. Draw a couple cards. Pitch a couple cards. And let's just do Night's Whisper, just in case. Night's Whisper, untap our boys. And we win. Okay. That was all right. I feel like it was a little clunky draw for them, but it's all right for us. I wonder if Choking Sands is worth it, even as a one-of. Probably not. I don't know why I'd have that. All right. Let's win another one. 3 out of 5 games, or 3 out of 8 games ain't bad, right? That big 2-0 on Elves earlier really helping the ratio out, you know what I mean? Oof, this is Clunk City. There's no Angler. There is a looting. I think I'm going to keep this. I don't mind Fairy Macabre either. All right, what do we draw? Bajuka Bog. Okay. I'm going to lead on looting here. Tap lines are weird. They're going to Hydroblast looting. Okay, sure. Choking Sands is the Scred counter we need. Choking Sands killed me a few games ago. Gathering would have been a good pitch. You're right. So now they're developing their mana pretty quickly. We have our Pyroblast to fight their first Muldrifter. So play Bloodfell Caves, pass a turn. It's going to be kind of slow going because I decided to Faithless Looting on turn 1. So that's some pretty hot info. All right. Seagate Oracle, I'm going to drop a card. Another tap land. Dece. Go ahead and play tap land, pass turn. And next turn we'll play Fairy Macabre and start beating down. Make them use their primo removal spells in our graveyard hate. Yep. Although they could just leave out counter magic for the rest of their lives now. Yeah. Okay. Grandfather. Alright, so let's try to resolve Fairy Macabre. Please don't exclude. Don't exclude it. Don't exclude it. The opponent. Don't. Okay. That's fine. That's primo right there. I'll take your primo counterspell. Thank you. And now we have a Pyroblast to try to force an Angler through, but it's gonna have to be good. Hey guys. I'm sick as a dog. Oh yeah, we do not want them to have the choice of Hydro or Counterspell when they get their Archaeomancer down. When they choose to do so. I think Gather would have been fine too, yeah. I was thinking about what I could do with Angler over the next couple of turns better. Yep. You may get in at us. Boilerworks does that. There's a looting. So we're going to loot. Pitch, gathering, and looting. Play a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So unfortunately, Goblin Gathering is still going to get the axe here. Oh no, we can keep it. Okay, sweet. Just in case we find another one. So opponent is going to counterspell. We're going to Pyroblast. Stick our Angler. And hope they don't have bounce spells. Because that was a lot of resources. You're friggin' right, I'm sick at MTG. You just see me stick that Gurmong Angler? Tech, man. Tech. There's a Drifty Boy. And land, okay. That'll be a big ol' no attacks from us, opponent. So we'll go to combat, attack with our 5/5. And I think I'm going to kill this Muldrifter so that Flicker shenanigans aren't as good. And I'm going to go ahead and waste a Terminate. Because Lightning Bolt is just as good at killing Archaeomancer. I'll hold on to Evolving Wilds. Given that we did exile 3 of our 4 Faithless lootings, I might not need it, but... No, man, this is a Goblin Gathering deck. You can go over to this little spiky stream if you want me to exile the Goblin Gathering. I'm going to make 5 goblins. I'm going to win the game with them, dang it. Opponent cycles Ash Baron, so they're working their way up to Scred effectiveness here. Another Oracle, yep. I'm going to draw them a card. Yep. So they still, that must be their answer. They must just have the Scred. There's Thorn. Oh, man. Okay, no attacks. Try to cast Thorn. Let's see what our opponent thinks. I'm going to let it go. Sweet. All right, let's see how long we can defend the Monarch. Probably not that long, but I'm hopeful. Seagate Oracle. All right, about as long as that Seagate Oracle lives. Weird board state, right? I really hate that I'm drawing lands. That does make this a lot more difficult. Opponent. Tax. Okay. So we'll take these blocks. Don't know. I'm going to Truth the Angler. Oh, this might be bad. So we'll Bolt an Oracle. They have Counterspell. Ugh! Alright, looks like our opponent gets to become the Monarch, which is definitely terrible for us. Block here. Yep. Well, that went really badly. They had the Echoing Truth. Oh my god, I'm so mad. Okay. We drew another land. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So recast Grandfather. But our opponent is now the Monarch, and that is probably super bad news bears. Play Bluffell Caves, go to combat, we'll attack with Thorn. And pass. We'll take the block. Okay. All right, opponent, what's this going to be? More shenanigans, I presume. Now they're up to Scred mana. Our Chaomancer comes down. What are you going to get? Echoing Truth, probably. All right, so they're not going to take any actions now. We draw another land. Ideal. Go to combat, attack with both. And yep, gonna chump there, probably bounce there. I'm assuming they have another counterspell for our Angler. Oh, they're gonna flicker, okay. Yep. Get back flicker, draw a card. That whole chestnut. And now they're just looking for their second Archaeomancer. I'm assuming they have Devious cover up too. But they can always cover up their own spells if they have to. What's this going to be? Brainstorms, yep. So I wonder if I keep attacking. I just don't, right? Definitely not. Now that I know about Ghostly Flicker. Drifty Boy. Augur, okay. Finds Hydroblast. I don't think so, Haggadaya. I'll be talking about that after the stream though. But probably not. Maybe. I'll let you know. Fairy Macabre. Fairy Macabre's kind of spicy, but I don't think it's going to do anything. I think we're going to hold on to it for the inevitable eventual Devious cover-up, but I don't think it's going to help us win the game or anything like that. All right, here they come. 6 more turns. 28 cards in their library. So they could be okay. Drifty Boy. Draw some cards. Down to 26 in library. Bunch of dudes, though. Stinky Boy. Okay. Let's try Stinkweed. We can nab Flicker with it. That's true. They're going to counter Stinky Boy. Okay. Sure. It can nab Devious cover-ups as well. I think Devious cover-up is going to be more important until they get 2 Archaeomancers down. The reason Stinkweed Imp... I'm going to dredge Stinkweed Imp here because... I'm pretty much locked out of the game now. Yeah, you're right. They're going to get back Counterspell. Yep. Draw a card. Our turn. They're just going to counter Stinky, so we'll let it go. Let's Night's Whisper. And not replace. Not replace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Our opponent has Counterspell in hand. Yeah, we're dead now. I drew a lot of lands that game, guys. Oh, well. That's magic. Okay. So, Ghost of Flicker comes down, flickers their boys. But we're pretty much dead. I don't think there's even really any reason to do this, but we gotta send a message, right? And pass turn. When you don't replace, either of these could have been a Stinky, right? Ah, no respect for the Stinky. And I think our opponent's gonna fire us to death. Card's great. Yeah, I gotta show him who's boss. I'm not having no Ghostly Flicker nonsense in my house. Don't care if I'm losing this game. You're not flickering nothing, all right? Got that. Drifty Boy for the rub-ins. Man, I love Resolve Mole Drifter. God, this feels good. Not dead yet. No Stinky Boy. We draw Thermo Alchemist and call it a league. Well, I'm a little let down, guys. I'm a little let down. The deck didn't run super well. The deck didn't run super well, but that's it. Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. Thank you so much for hanging out until the end of the league. Obviously, things didn't really pan out like we wanted them to. We did get to stomp elves in that first match, and it looked pretty convincing, honestly. There were a lot of goblins on the battlefield. We won with them and stuff, but obviously we played elves later on. We drew a little bit more clunky. It felt like a clunky kind of draw at night overall. So I'd like to see what this one looks like in a little bit more kind of like tuned, try it again kind of, league or something like that, because I felt like it was a little bit awkward. But at the same time, Goblin Gathering didn't really perform that well either. We only ever got 4 goblins out of it. Anyway, it was still a really fun deck. I had a lot of fun testing it. I know that. And it was really cool to be able to play against red-black discard. We've seen that come up in the list slot. So anyway, guys, again, thank you very much for coming to hang out tonight. I seriously appreciate it. Thank you for hanging out for the entire league out there on YouTube, and especially out here hanging out all night on Twitch. I really appreciate it, guys. Have a great night. Woo! And yeah, thank you very much, everybody. Seriously, for the bits, for the follows, for the subscriptions. As always, I appreciate that a ton. Seriously, it means a lot. Anyway, the reason I said I might not make a Frenzy Airings deck is because I'm actually taking part in a challenge this year where I'm going to be writing and recording an entire album of music in a single month, and that basically means I'm going to be taking off the month of February, and I'm really sorry. The reason I'm doing it is because I streamed while I was recording last year's, and I feel like the quality suffered, and I've been kicking my own ass about it ever since I released it. So I'm going to be taking February off to do that, but I'll be back right afterwards. This by no means that I'm quitting streaming or anything like that. I'm just taking a month off to make a rock album. So anyway, guys, thank you very much. I'm going to go find a wicked old Pauper streamer, hopefully Pauper streamer, to host you guys on over to in the meantime. Woof. Man, Caleb D. Since when does he only ever have like 50 viewers? That's crazy. He must have just come online. I don't believe that. Not for a minute. I'm not seeing any Pauper, gang. Man, BBD's on? I have never seen BBD stream. That's wicked. Maybe I'm just like not hanging out at the right times. Okay, cool. So I'm going to host it on over to BBD because BBD is wicked. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I will absolutely share it when it's done. Absolutely. So thanks so much, guys. Let's go hang out with BBD for a little while. Cheers. Have an awesome night, everybody. Whoops. Or I could just type it wrong and have a really awkward... What? Got there.